Okay, I did something for myself. I set a professional goal for myself, and anytime you set a goal, they always say you should attach a reward to it. So I said, when I hit this, because I knew I would, I'm gonna reward myself with something I never thought I would buy, and I'm really excited about it. And oh my, they're really cool. I got myself some Golden Goose sneakers, and oh, they're really pretty. I wasn't sure what kind to get because I know nothing about them except that I see them on Instagram and I'm really into it, but I'm pretty pumped, so I'm gonna try them on and see how they feel, and I'll report back. Okay, I know you've set goals, right? Whether they've been small goals, big goals, personal goals, professional goals, relationship goals. We all set goals. But what I have realized, and this has been through a learning process, that sometimes my goals fail me, or I fail my goals because I don't reward myself for the work that I'm putting in, especially when I actually hit that goal. So, on today's episode, I want to fill you in on a huge goal I set for myself and how I led up to this goal and how I rewarded myself once I actually smashed it. So, let's chat goals. I know you're watching this and probably thinking, why in the heck would she spend $500+ on a pair of tennis shoes, especially being a mom and running around in Texas in a bunch of fields and dirt and whatever? Well, because I wanted to. I wanted to set a reward around something that I was working towards that was a stretch for me. That was something that I would never do. And spending $500 on a pair of tennis shoes, on these Golden Goose ones that I watch all the Instagram fashionistas wear, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like, they've got a vibe to them. They have a look. That's something I just don't think I would spend the money on. But when I set this goal, I attached the reward to it and knew, like, Ange, when you hit it, because I knew I was gonna hit it. I didn't know how and I didn't know when, but I knew I was gonna hit it. I was gonna reward my brain for helping me take the steps and implementing the behaviors to get there by rewarding myself. And sure enough, I set a huge professional goal for myself a month ago. And I said, like, you're gonna hit this goal. This is exactly how you're gonna do it. Your unconscious mind is gonna help you do it. So listen to what it's telling you. When it says to go and do this type of networking event or this type of social media or this type of engagement, listen and follow the steps. And I trusted in it and I smashed it. And so I got my Golden Gooses, my very first pair, and I'm pretty excited about them. I don't really know how to tie the laces yet, so if you're watching this and you're a Golden Goose fan, I'd love to know. I don't really know what I'm gonna wear them with right now. I'm just doing like a little athleisure look, but the point is, I wanna talk goals and rewards, so let's get into it. Okay, so a couple questions I want you to ask yourself. What are the reasons you want to succeed? What are the reasons you want to achieve a certain goal? Once you're aligned with that, once you know the why behind it, what you're actually working towards, it actually makes it way easier to A, set the goal, but B, hit the goal. So first thing, ask yourself what the reasons are and write those down around any goal that you want, whether it be something small, or maybe it's a weight loss goal, maybe it's a professional goal, a relationship goal, maybe we're thinking health and fitness, maybe that's what we're talking about, and maybe your goal is to lose weight or to fit into a new size pair of skinny jeans. Maybe it's to just start exercising 3 times a week, drinking half your body weight in ounces. We all set goals and generally those goals change, but we need the reason behind it. So first, what's the goal and what's the reason for wanting to succeed with it? So I want to tell you a little story. Maybe this will help kind of set the tone why having a reward attached to a goal is so important. Have you ever had a puppy and you're training a puppy, or you've taken them to puppy class? Maybe you have someone over helping you with that puppy and you're teaching them how to sit, how to shake, how to walk on the leash, how to be crate trained, all these different things. If you think about it, what do you use? You use those little puppy training snacks because you're telling the puppy for every behavior that he does that you want him to do, he's gonna be rewarded. A reward is always attached with that behavior that you're looking for. But the goal might change. The behavior you want from the puppy might change. Maybe first you are just teaching him how to go outside and go to the bathroom. So every single time he does it, you give him a treat. But okay, that's what he knows. That's what his brain thinks he's gonna be rewarded for. But now you wanna teach him a new behavior. And so you're like, okay, now I want you to sit when I put your food down. But he doesn't understand that, right? So he might just think he's getting the reward for being good puppy and going outside to the bathroom. So you have to keep building that relationship with him. So building it with thinking about yourself, like with your unconscious mind, that you want it to do different behaviors based on different goals. And so the puppy all of a sudden starts to understand, like, oh, if I sit down, that's a behavior that my owner likes. I get a reward. And then you start teaching him the new behavior and the new behavior. And the reward for a puppy might be the same thing, a treat, because they love treats. But think about that. You're still rewarding every single behavior that you want to be repeated and that you want to tell your brain to do when you want it to do. So you can think about it that way. If you go and hit these goals, but you never tell your unconscious brain, like, hey, I'm serious about it, like, I want that behavior change that I just implemented and hit that goal because of, I want that to be a repeatable thing. So you can kind of think about dieting, where you go and you follow a really regimented meal plan or a shake meal diet or vacuum packed food or whatever you're doing. And that's the behavior that you're telling your brain you want to do. You just stay on it. You know, it's like paint by numbers, and you lose weight. But you never rewarded yourself for that. And so now your brain just thinks like, okay, that's just what they do. There's no real connection. There's no real rapport, relationship built with your brain. And so then what happens is when you get laxed, your brain doesn't know what to do. It just goes back to old behaviors, and then you gain the weight back. So you really have to think about the reasons that you want to achieve the goal, and then what the reward will be that you're going to attach to it. So when you set a goal, is it the same goal every single time? Generally not, right? Some are small goals, some are big goals. Maybe you are trying to lose some weight, but then maybe you're also trying to get a promotion at work, right? That promotion at work is probably a huge goal. The weight loss, it might still be a big goal for you, but it might not be as big as the actual weight loss goal. So when we have a variety of goals at different levels, how do we let your brain know like what to do, how to implement that behavior change? So when I first started out on like goal setting and really understanding the power of it and what I had to do in order to achieve it, I started with small goals and I started to build that relationship with my brain. And so it was as simple as me, like I wanted to learn how to drink a gallon of water. I hated drinking water. It's just so boring, but I knew the benefits that it would give me. And so every time I would drink a half a gallon of water, I would go up for 7 days. So that was my first initial goal when I started drinking water. I rewarded myself with something. So now my brain knew I was serious. And I set my goals around things that I knew I could achieve, that were so possible, easy, simple, effortless. And so water was a great place to start. So if you're getting started on your health and fitness journey, like think about something that you know you can commit to and you can do it on a consistent basis and hit that goal and reward it. So I did my 7 days of water, and I'm not rewarding myself with food and drink all the time. I might go, okay, hey, I wanted this new water bottle that I keep seeing popping up on Instagram. So when I do 7 days consistently of hitting the water goal I set out for myself, I will reward myself with that water bottle. But then you actually have to get the reward. So your brain knows you're serious, like, oh, that's an action she wants me to do again. She wants me to keep drinking water, right? So the brain will keep telling you to keep executing on that behavior. And then you increase your goal a little bit more. So now maybe the goal is a certain amount of body fat percentage you want to get down to, or a certain amount of pounds you want to get down to. And if you don't hit your goal, I want to talk about that too, what to do. But once you hit that goal, maybe the reward was, I'm going to buy myself a pair of designer jeans, right? I can't wait to get back into those jeans that I used to love, and I'm going to rock this new body, and I'm going to be so confident. And when you hit that goal, you go and you get the reward. So then your brain knows, oh, okay, keep repeating those behaviors of tracking tracking my food and hitting my protein goals and eating for fat loss or eating to maintain my weight. So there's always some type of connection for your brain and the action you're actually taking. So what happens if you don't hit a goal? How do you just keep that relationship with your brain to keep working towards it? This was a hard lesson learned for me because I'll just take it health and fitness. The old me, once I got frustrated with the scale or I just wanted to eat all the food that I wasn't eating on a diet plan, I'd give in, right? I'd try for a little bit, well, trying really isn't doing anything, right? It's not gonna have any follow through. And as soon as I failed and I failed the goal, that's actually what my brain remembered. And I remember thinking how come I can't do this? Everybody else can set a weight loss goal and hit it. What is wrong with me? And it's because I kept doing behaviors that were not going to warrant fat loss. And so then when I finally understood the power of your unconscious mind and what it's capable of doing, what I started to do is instead of looking at anything that wasn't hitting the goal, I didn't look at it as a failure anymore. I looked at it as a lesson learned and what could be taught from that lesson so I could continually keep working towards it. So let's say you set a goal for 12 weeks to lose 20 pounds and you lose 18. Are you a failure? Do you not reward yourself for that? Well, maybe you're gonna wait till you hit your 20 pounds to actually get the reward that you set out for yourself. But rather than looking at it as a failure and that's what your brain thinks so it stops working towards it, you actually look at all of the stuff that you did implement, all the weeks of meal prep that you did, all of the weeks that you focused on getting your protein in or tracking your food or the workouts that you did that helped led you to get to that 18 of 20 pounds, 19 of 20 pounds. And so what you're still doing is you're still telling your brain this is the action I wanna take, this is what I'm focusing on, because remember what we focus on is what we're gonna get. If we focus on what we don't want, that's what the brain's gonna do. And so that's how you keep rapport with your brain. And so for me, I set this professional goal and it took a few months to get there. Honestly, the first month when I didn't hit it, I was pretty sad and I was pretty devastated because I was like, wait a minute, you've been working on this so hard. You know what to do. You have the skill set to do it. You're really good at your job. You should have smashed this goal. And at first I was that was my mindset. I'm well, wait a minute, that's not gonna get my brain to keep doing what I need it to do. That's not gonna get it to show me what I need to do next. Honestly, it wasn't a resourceful state of mind. So I immediately put myself back into that resourceful state and was okay, well, what can I learn from this month where I didn't hit my goal that I can do better next month? And that's how I kept the relationship going. And sure enough, it was 3 months later. So I had set it out to be a certain deadline and it took me another 2 months. And I knew it. I was feeling it. I was feeling in momentum. I was feeling you are gonna smash your goal this month. And what I was missing the 2 months before is I hadn't set a reward big enough to let my brain know I was serious, right? I kind of set it in a way that I could have that reward whenever I wanted it. I think it was a Lululemon outfit, or it was, what else did I set for myself? I think it was a new pair of sunglasses. Now, realistically, I could buy that stuff whenever I wanted, but buying a pair of $500 shoes, I'm not gonna do all the time. So what I realized is my reward wasn't big enough. So I was you're gonna hit your goal this month and you are gonna buy yourself those Golden Goose shoes. And sure enough, not only did I hit my goal, I did it 6 days earlier than what I said I was gonna do. And as soon as I hit it and I smashed it, I went well beyond that goal. I bought those Golden Goose shoes. I looked at Paul and I was oh my God, I just hit that goal. That was unreal. And I was and now I know I can set bigger goals and bigger goals. But I started small. I started with personal goals. I started with weight loss goals. I got really good at this system and how to follow through with my goals and attach rewards. And then I realized for this big professional one, what was missing was the reward. And so that's what I did. I set the goal. I hit the goal because I knew I now believed in myself, right? I started to look at why I wasn't reaching it and what I could do better. And then I got myself some Golden Goose shoes. So now I have another big professional goal and I'm trying to think about what I want my reward to be. I think I'm gonna do an experience this time. There's so many beautiful retreats around here. So it doesn't always have to be a material thing. It could be an experience. It could be taking time for yourself in a way that you don't normally do. But there's so many retreats around here that Paul and I are gonna go stay for a long weekend at a retreat. We're gonna horseback ride. It has farm to table restaurants. It has hiking all across. It is gonna be perfect. And so If you are someone who keeps asking yourself, like, why am I setting these goals and never hitting them? I would ask yourself, like, are you attaching a reward to it? And when you hit your goal, are you actually getting the reward? That's part of it. That's part of letting your brain know, repeat that behavior. And if you're not hitting your goal, are you just having that throw in the towel mentality? I just give up, I'm frustrated. Or are you actually looking at the whys and the reasons why you do want to succeed it and learning from that and moving forward? So yeah, those are my biggest tips. Set a goal, go after it, trust that your brain is going to lead you to it, learn from it if you don't hit it, and make sure you reward it every single time. So if you guys liked today's episode, I know it was a bit more woo-woo, but this is a big side of me. It's really getting your mind to really align with what you want to go after. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Give this episode a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that red button, and I'll see you on the next one. Chat soon.
Okay, so I'm wearing them athleisure today. I set myself a goal. I pushed myself. I put a big reward attachment to it, which were these Golden Gooses. By the way, Golden Goose fans, can you tell me how to tie these things? I've watched some Instagram tutorials and I am confused. Anyway, we're going athleisure today, so I'm wearing a little Zaya crop from one of my clients. I got a little Lululemon camo bra under it, my Lululemon bikers, my Align shorts, and wearing my Goldens. I feel like they give it a cute little pop. Anyway, I'm obsessed.